And now, back to the Dr. A Show with your host, Dr. Will Aguila.
Hey, welcome back to the show. My show is based on 4 principles of health, which include nutrition, fitness, self-help, and wellness. Learning to make positive changes in these 4 principles will improve your life and that of the ones you love. We carefully choose the best authors and experts that can help you in each of these 4 principles. Through them, you will learn how to achieve your goals, build better relationships with your kids, and become a healthier individual overall. I ask the questions that you want to hear and that are important to you. You know, approximately 16 million Americans practice yoga on a regular basis. This ancient art of meditation, breathing, and physical posture effectively works to calm the mind and slim the body. Here to explain what yoga can do for you is Kathryn Budig. Kathryn teaches yoga across the world, and she is a contributing editor for Women's Health. She's an instructor at yogaglow.com. Budig has been featured on E! Entertainment, the Food Network, Shape, and the New York Times. Her newest book is the Women's Health Big Book of Yoga, the essential guide to complete mind and body fitness. And it's a wonderful, beautiful book with lots of pictures and great poses. You can find Kathryn on her website, Kathryn Budig, Budig.com. Hello, Kathryn. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Kathryn, millions of Americans practice yoga now. Why do you think that yoga has caught on so much?
I think the combination of the physical benefits that you get from yoga, but also the mental benefits that you get, because in this day and age, there's just so much going on and lots of stress. So people need more than just a good workout. They want to get the benefits of going to the gym and feeling fit, but also going home and feeling relieved and stress-free. So I think what keeps people coming back to the yoga practice is the physical results, and when you leave, things feel better again. And I think it starts to kind of take that filter away from us so we can see clearer after the practice.
So these are like 2 workouts in one then, because it does the mind as well.
Yeah, I think of it more of as a lifestyle choice, honestly. I mean, it is my physical workouts that I do, but it's just how I live my life now. Yoga is just kind of everything for me.
So it goes actually beyond the workout.
Very much so. Very, very much so. My partner just recently started getting into yoga, and he's a large 6'4" man from Boston, so he's tough. And he just did a week-long retreat with me in Mexico where he practiced twice a day. And at the end of the retreat, he's like, "Wow, babe, gosh, drinking alcohol and eating heavy food and yoga don't go well together."
Well, that's good to know.
You're right, but that in itself just made me laugh because it's a prime example of how when you start practicing yoga, it makes you want to make healthier choices. And no one's putting a granola bar to your head or anything like that and forcing you to do it. It's just something that you strive for. You feel better.
Let's go after that line of thinking that you were just popping in there with. A lot of people, when they think of yoga, they think meditation, chanting, granola bars, playing drums and chanting in a circle. I mean, what is yoga really all about? Tell me a little bit about that. For the average person, what is yoga?
Well, that's out there for sure. It's kind of the Hollywood stereotype, though. And there is meditation and there is chanting, but it's very personal. If you want to chant, you can chant. If you want to meditate, you can meditate. But the beauty of yoga is that there are many, many different styles of yoga, and it's survived for 4,000 or 5,000 years. So clearly it's doing something right. And you can be a type A personality, and there are styles like Ashtanga or hot yoga, where you go in and it's very disciplined, rigorous movement that creates a sweat, and you do the same postures every single time. And then there's more laid-back types like Iyengar, which is all about alignment and long holds in the postures. So there's really a style of yoga to suit any personality type and any age group. There's prenatal yoga, there's yoga for teens, there's restorative yoga, yin yoga. So it's amazing. It's like Baskin Robbins, except for without the cream.
Well, that sounds good. A little bit for everybody. But
exactly.
So is yoga actually a workout? Can it be a workout? Or well, I've seen it, but I got to ask you. I mean, because I'm the voice of the people listening to this radio show. So, the average person, including myself, before I read these books, it's like, well, is this really a workout? Why should I be doing it? Although I got to tell you, I did try at one time the P90X yoga, and that just about almost killed me. But and it's a great program. But it is a workout, right?
It's exhausting. Well, it can be as exhausting as you want it to be, but I've had many experiences where a big athlete will come into my yoga class who's never done yoga before, and I always ask someone in my class if they've done yoga, just because it's kind of like going to France and not knowing how to speak a lick of French. And these big athletes will come in and they're like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, well, this is, a really high-level class. This is going to be challenging, and they just got to give me that tough raw. And 10 minutes into the class, they're dying. And it's just a different kind of conditioning in your body, and it's bearing your own body weight and pushing your weight away from the ground and lifting yourself up and using your own vehicle to tone yourself instead of a machine. So it's very tiring. And I've been a tomboy my entire life. I've been in sports. I've been physically active, and yoga has put me in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life.
Does yoga take the place of doing weights or running a treadmill?
For me, it does, but just to be fair, I think if people want to cross-train, I think that's wonderful, and I encourage it. But if you just want to do yoga to stay in shape, that is completely possible to do. I know many people who do yoga every single day, but even if that sounds too intense, and you can practice it maybe 5 times a week, and if you do a vigorous practice, you're going to be in really good shape from that.
How about if I can't do a lot of the poses? I'm going to tell you, looking through the book, there's quite a few I can't do. But how flexible do I need to be?
That's the thing. You don't need to be flexible at all. You go into yoga because you want to gain flexibility. So you don't have to be a pretzel to start off with. You earn your pretzel medals down the line once you've been practicing for a while. So step 1 is just show up on the mat and try to open up your body. And a lot of these postures, some of them require flexibility, some of them require awareness, some of them require strength. But I love yoga because it's really a true balance of flexibility and strength. You can't muscle your way through a pose, and you can't wet noodle your way through it either. There really needs to be a marriage of the two.
Fair enough. Now, tell me a little bit about how yoga relaxes your mind, because there are some people who are very thought-heavy, including myself, where, you try to relax and clear your mind out of things, and you just can't do it because all these thoughts just come into your, I got to do this, I got to do that, oh my God, I failed to do this, and then it's even worse because even more thoughts come to your mind. How does yoga help you with that?
Especially in a classroom setting, it's really nice because once you get moving into the class and you have a teacher leading you through everything, the postures can be so challenging, and a lot of them require balance. So if your mind starts to falter and go off into all these different cookie jars, you really can't do the postures at all. And if you want to actually get something out of the class, your mind starts to focus in, okay, this is exactly what's happening in this moment, and this is the only thing that matters. Because if you can't be in that moment, it just doesn't work. So with repetition of the practice, and also yoga is all about breath. So if you were to just do these postures without connection to your breath, it'd be kind of like going to a circus show. But when you connect the breath to all the movement, that's what makes it yoga. And it's this awareness and thoughtfulness, and it's called pranayama. It means breath work. And there are many different styles of breath work that you do in the yoga practice that basically helps to wipe the mind clean. It's the fancy terminology is chitta vritti nirodha. That's Sanskrit,
okay.
And it means clearing the fluctuations of the mind. So once we can clear the fluctuations of the mind, then we can find contentment and happiness.
And does yoga help you sleep better?
Yes. If I can't sleep, I'll pop into my yoga room and even just do a little 10-minute restorative sequence, and that makes a world of difference for me.
And you say you can use yoga, kids can practice it, right? How young do they have? Can they be to practice yoga?
They have, there's prenatal yoga, so you can start while you're in the womb. Something that you can really sign up for.
That's really early.
And they have classes for mommy and me yoga, where you can bring your little toddler with you to class, and you do kind of fun, silly sequences with your kid, and it's a bonding experience for the mother and the child. And it's a very common practice these days that they're bringing yoga into schools, into elementary schools, into high schools, which is so phenomenal because, it's such a stressful place for children these days with everything that's going on. And to have the opportunity to take the anxiety and the pressure away from what college are you going to go to and how are your grades and this and that, to give them yoga, it's such a beautiful thing. I really wish I had had that when I was coming up in school. And I think that's going to give our children a better chance at not only succeeding, but feeling comfortable in their own skin, and then maybe making wiser decisions with their future and who they want to be and where they want to go. And
very quickly, because we have just a minute left, it can also build intimacy without you speaking even a word, right, with your partner.
Yes.
Practicing yoga together.
Yes. It's the breath work is a very intimate thing to have, and the physical benefits that you get from the practice, the empowerment, the flexibility, the endurance levels, it's all very good factors that you would want to bring into your love life.
Sounds terrific. All right, and so where can our listeners get your book?
You can get them anywhere where books are sold. The easiest is probably to go online on Amazon, or you can go to Barnes & Noble. They sell it on womenshealthmag.com, and you can get information on it and me from my website, which is kathrynbudig.com, or on my Facebook or Twitter account.
And once again, the book is called The Women's Health Big Book of Yoga, The Essential Guide to Complete Mind and Body Fitness. Kathryn, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
I want to thank you for listening to the Dr. A Show and making the show such a success. Keep listening. I will continue to bring you each week the top renowned experts in the fields of nutrition, fitness, self-help, and wellness so that you can learn to make the changes in your life that really matter. That is our show for today. Until next week, this is Dr. A wishing you a healthy and happy week.